When the bell rang, around half of the class was dozing off. School's finished. It was such a long day. If we go through this kind of class again, my lifespan will be considerably shortened.
왜 이렇게 늘어졌어?
Soy shook me. Even after all that fuss, Soy doesn't seem tired at all. On the contrary, she looked more energetic than before.
카페 이름이 뭐라고 했지?
Oh, right. I almost forgot I was supposed to go to the cafe Tay works at. No wonder Soy was so lively. I didn't tell her that Tay worked there, but she must have been instinctively interested. It's called Banjul.
반줄?
Banjul. I rolled my tongue and pronounced it. She'll be surprised to see Tay there. I was kind of excited to think about surprising them.
이름이 뭐 그래? 반줄? 주? 줄?
Soy rolled her short tongue and made weird noises. It's near here.
저기 간판 있다.
Jimby raised her head. At the end of her gaze was a sign that spelled Banjul in clean black letters.
뭐야, 영어로 써 있잖아. 반줄이나 반주, 주, 줄이나 똑같은 거 아니야?
Soy looked cute while trying to pronounce it weird. Yeah, call it however you want. It's quite a cool name.
들어갈까?
Yeah. We opened the glass door and headed up to the 3rd floor. Fancy. I blocked my ears from hearing Soy's shriek as soon as we entered. Surprised, I hesitated to walk in and stood in front of the entrance, but Soy, who was the one screaming, ran straight into the cafe.
테이 선배!
She found him.
어서, 왔구나.
Tay smiled softly. It wasn't his business smile. It was the smile Tay always gave me at home. But Soy isn't used to that smile, so she'll probably faint when she sees it. I was about to warn Tay, but Soy was quiet for some reason.
안녕하세요, 테이 선배. 전 같은 아카데미의 1학년 소희라고 합니다.
I thought she'd freak out, but she was suddenly politely introducing herself. What? It was someone like the usual Soy.
반가워. 이쪽은...
신비라고 합니다.
아, 그래? 난 태희라고 해. 저기... 이 아이랑은...
얘기는 이미 들었어요. 교장 선생님 부탁으로 이 아이가 많이 도와주기로 했다죠? 전 얘랑 반에서 둘도 없는 베스트 프렌드예요. 앞으로 잘 부탁드릴게요.
Soy relaxed her mouth. Out of all the time I knew Soy, I never saw her this happy. I've never seen Soy be this happy, ever since I knew her. And the way she talks or moves was so gentle and careful. I thought I was looking at a stranger.
그래, 나도 잘 부탁해. 신비, 너도 잘 부탁한다.
But those clothes... I pointed Tay's clothes.
일할 때 입어야 하는 옷이야.
정말 잘 어울려요.
고마워.
선배, 여기 일은 언제부터 하게 되신 거예요?
아, 그건 말이지.
At that moment, we heard someone in the kitchen calling Tay. He seemed to be busy.
이런, 이젠 일하러 가야겠다. 그럼 천천히 놀다 가. 참고로 오늘의 추천 메뉴는 캔디드 레몬티야. 오늘 레몬 숙성이 막 끝났거든.
Tay waved and disappeared into the kitchen.
어쩜... 테이 선배님이 입으니까 가르송도 명품 수트 같다.
As soon as Tay disappeared, Soy started to make a fuss.
저 손님, 괜찮으시다면 자리를 안내해드려도 될까요?
Who are you? We were standing right in front of the entrance when the waiter behind us called. I felt bad for interrupting their business and turned around. His dark blue hair and those light brown eyes. His hair looks green though. I was instantly drawn to him without realizing. He's so cute. Is he a boy? He seems to be a waiter looking at that uniform. I definitely see he's a hot guy. I suddenly remembered Jono at home. I was surprised to find an actual person who resembled Jono. Those pretty eyes looked like a doll's.
안녕하세요. 오늘 손님의 서빙을 맡게 된 시온이라고 합니다. 실례지만 몇 분이신가요?
올게요. 내일 또 올게요.
네?
앞으로 매일매일 올게요. 아니지, 지구가 종말하는 날까지 반줄에 평생 오겠습니다. 반줄은 훈훈하고 좋은 곳이군요. 이름도 멋져요.
She must have secretly oiled her stiff tongue. So he shouted Banjul with the exact pronunciation.
저기 손님.
Seeing Soy's eyes, I could tell she's already freaking out. It's Soy's strength and weakness to fiercely pursue something she likes. From tomorrow, she'll say she'll eat cakes and tea leaves for her meals until she dies.
3명입니다. 안내 부탁드려요.
Shinbi opened her mouth to settle the situation.
네, 알겠습니다. 이쪽으로 절 따라오세요.
The waiter showed us to a table with comfy armchairs. All the decorations looked incredibly old. After looking at all the decorations, I saw the whole view of the cafe. The cafe was decorated with antique furnitures and felt elegant but welcoming. The furniture was old, like those grandfather left me. The spoons on the wall and harmony of the furniture felt odd but strangely comforting. And among all, what really caught my eye was a harp. I looked around to find small and big harps placed here and there. It was amazing to see such expensive instruments in a cafe.
여기 메뉴판이요?
I turned my eyes to the menu after hearing the waiter's voice.
메뉴를 정하시면 편하게 불러주세요.
When the waiter was about to turn around, Soy abruptly grabbed his clothes.
여기는 어떤 메뉴가 제일 맛있나요?
She was stalling to spend as much time as she could with the hot boy.
네? 전부 다 맛있습니다. 매일 신선도를 체크해서 재료도 모두 최상의 품질이고요.
당신도 내 인생의 신선한 뉴 페이스.
저는 이 음료로 주세요.
Shinbi ordered, cutting Soy off at the right time. I want to order the drink Tay recommended to us. I'll have candied lemon tea.
손님은...
당신이 추천해주는 거라면 무엇이든 다 집어삼키겠어요.
Get yourself together, Soy.
그러면... 이건 어떠세요? 지지지라는 차인데 마시면 잠이 잘 와요.
I laughed at his perceptive recommendation. I guess he has quite a personality unlike his innocent face.
그거 5잔 주세요.
5?
네? 5잔이나요?
Blinded by the hot boy in front of her, Soy started to be irrational. I have no idea whether she'll be able to drink all 5 cups. Shion asked her again, but Soy was determined. Shion eventually left the table all confused.
이 카페 꽤 괜찮은 것 같아. 점장의 취향인가?
그치? 아깐 심장이 멎는 줄 알았다니까. 점장님이 누군지는 모르지만 미소년 보는 눈이 수준급이야.
Soy seemed to not realize that Shinbi was talking about the decorations. It was then. A man approached the table beside us. Seeing his clothes, he seemed to work here.
손님, 잠시 실례해도 괜찮겠습니까?
I hear a deep voice ringing. I looked up to find a man almost as tall as Yuri.
어머, 여기 또 내 취향.
Every guy is your type. Oh, hello. But you are?
전 이 카페 점장인 후빈이라고 합니다. 편하게 쉬고 계신데 이렇게 실례를 해서 대단히 죄송합니다.
아니요, 괜찮습니다. 그런데 점장님이 무슨 일이세요?
아, 주문을 접수하던 중에 조금 이상한 게 있어서요. 저희 직원이 실수를 한 것 같아서요.
Nope, it's right. She ordered 5. A mistake?
네, 아무래도 착오가 있었던 것 같습니다. 이 GGG를 5잔이나 시키셨다고 적혀 있어서요.
Oh, it's right. That waiter and now the manager. This cafe is full of hot guys. Now that I think about it, Tay works here too. The cafe is going to be called the Hot Guys Cafe pretty soon.
네?
Oh, it's nothing. There's no mistake with our orders, so you don't have to worry. Right, Soy?
오늘 내가 행복한 만큼 마실 거야.
I think she's confused tea with alcohol. She seems to have completely forgotten that you get sleepy if you drink that.
아, 그렇군요. 죄송합니다. 제가 괜히 실례를...
The manager was about to head off when the waiter for our table came running towards us.
점장님, 왜 여기 계세요? 맞다니까요. 저 이번에는 실수 안 했다고요.
The waiter pulled the manager's arm and pouted. He was so cute that I laughed without knowing.
이미 전적이 있으니 믿을 수가 있어야지 말이야. 어? 덕분에 그날 저녁은 남은 케이크로 때워야 했어.
시급에서 제하라고 했더니 괜찮다고 한 사람은 점장님이잖아요. 그리고 그 얘기 몇 번째 하는 거예요? 치사하게. 아무튼 빨리 오세요. 주방에서 점장님 찾고 난리 났어요.
알았어. 알았으니까 이건 놔. 그럼 여러분 편히 쉬십시오.
Jion and the manager nodded and headed to the kitchen.
정말로 점장의 취향이 꽃미남인 것 같지?
The manager here seems to only hire cute guys.
이 카페에 평생 살고 싶어. 다음에 다른 핫5 멤버도 데려오는 건 어때?
So I poked me in the rib and said, Ouch! Why are you poking me?
너 핫5랑 친하잖아. 다음에 같이 오자고 말 좀 해봐.
Should I? I think of Lance Yono read at Zoe's words. Since Yuri's a teacher, I should ignore him. First, Lance will definitely reject me. Won't he say it's tiresome and refuse? And Yono will probably come with us.
기다리셨습니다. 주문하신 음료 나왔습니다.
Yay! 5 teacups filled up Zoe's side of the table. I reached out to the lemon tea Tay recommended. After a sip, I felt the sweet lemon scent spread in my mouth. God, I want lemon tea. Wow, this tastes amazing! I exclaimed without knowing. I understood why Tay recommended this drink. I've never tasted a lemon tea this tart, sweet, and flavorful. They must have added something, since it was red. I saw a carefully cut lemon slice in the cup.
마음에 드신다니 다행이네요. 그럼 즐거운 시간 되세요.
Zoe started sipping the tea. I'm worried she won't be able to finish until it gets dark.
나갈 때 포장이 되는지 물어봐야겠어.
Shimbi seemed to like the drink she ordered. Yeah, I should ask for it to go too. I peered around to see what else they sold. I saw just in time a couple eating a piece of cake right beside us. There was a cute looking piece of carrot cake on the table. So cute. I was reminded of the family back home at seeing the carrot on top of the cake. I suddenly imagined Jono's happy face after getting a sweet piece of cake. And I also imagined Red, who looked determined to seize the cake. Then a few seconds later, Lance will come in frowning and nag him not to spill crumbs. I smiled at imagining all the things that could happen with just a piece of cake. Zoe and Shimbi gave me a quizzical look at seeing me like that. I ignored the looks and sipped my lemon tea again. This has become my daily life now. We chatted for about an hour like that in the cafe. Soon after taking several selfies, Zoe started to doze off, and Zoe drank with Shimbi? Drank with a satisfied look. Look at the sun set already. It was getting pretty late.
정말 멋진 카페야. 그리고
Zoe didn't finish and yawned. The tea must have been really effective, making Hyper Zoe feel sleepy.
포장도 잘 됐어.
Shimbi must have liked it a lot too. Mine too. I had a Banjul to-go cup in my hands. There are tea leaves for Secret Garden. There is candied lemon tea. There is carrot cake. So I guess the carrot cake is for Jono. So which of these are for Yuri and which is for Lance? There is no clue. How do I know? Let's take a shot for candied lemon tea, because it's tasty. If it gets dark, there should be more people here. I look around the street. This must be the time when all the kids come out to the main street after finishing the club activities. Be careful, I have to go this way. I waved to Zoe and Shimbi.
응, 너도.
Zoe didn't even say bye, and was leaned against Shimbi's shoulder, half asleep. Good night, Zoe. Now let's go home. I hope the boys like what I brought from the cafe. When I looked at the menu while I wrapped my leftovers, I was reminded of my family back home. A piece of cute carrot cake for Jono, a cup of sweet tart lemon tea for Lance. Ahem. I guess we take the tea leaves for Secret Garden. Now let's go home. I hope the boys like what I brought from the cafe. When I looked at the menu while I wrapped my leftovers, I was reminded of my family back home. A piece of cute carrot cake for Jono. A cup of sweet tart lemon tea for Lance. The chocolate cookie reminded me of Red, and the best-selling cup of tea reminded me of Yuri. Yuri. Was Secret Garden the best-selling? Tay told me this in the beginning. I would have remembered. Like this, I often think of my family. It's like when Grandpa was alive. When he was with me, I used to be reminded of him whenever I saw sweet snacks and bought it for him. Oh, come to think of it, Grandpa loved sweet snacks. Did I forget? Grandpa, it's not good for you if you eat too many sweets. Should I get something plainer next time? I really want you to live a long and healthy life. I stopped walking. I always hoped my grandpa would live a long, long life. But in the end, he left me when I didn't expect it. It flew by so fast. It only takes a second for people to leave you. Huh? Those boys can turn back into dolls at any moment now. I fiercely shook my head, just thinking about the worst situation. I don't want to think about it. That won't happen. I'm scared. Let's think no more of it. It really scares me.
잡았다.
I felt a hand grabbing my shoulder and heard a familiar voice. Seeing his face, I felt like suddenly crying. The smile that always comforted me permeated into my heart.
일이 이제 끝났어. 오늘 재밌게 놀았어?
Tay caught his breath and looked carefully at my face.
너 괜찮아? 무슨 일 있어?
Huh? Oh, it's nothing. I stopped thinking and smiled at him. What I was thinking just until now is a secret. I especially don't want to tell Tay and the rest of the family.
그래. 같이 들어가자. 여기서는 꽤 걸어야 하더라.
Okay. I'm glad Tay came. I felt so relieved to see him. I was thankful he appeared just at the right time. It's best not to think about someone disappearing from my side for a while, since I get overwhelmed from worrying about these happy days continuing on. Tay and I talked during our way back home, and arrived at the house before we knew it.
피곤하다. 난 먼저 씻으러 갈게.
Okay. I guess Tay will cook after he washes. I take my shoes off after seeing Tay head towards the bathroom. Oh, right. I remembered I bought tea leaves from Banjul. A waiter called Shion recommended them to me, telling me they sell the best. I thought of Yuri as I heard it's the most popular menu. Should I give the tea leaves to Yuri? I should give him something in return for a smartphone he gave me, although they're not exactly priced the same. I knocked at Yuri's door. Can I come in?
오, 마이허니가 먼저 웬일이야? 들어와.
I heard Yuri's voice coming from inside. I opened the door and entered the library. He was sitting in the sofa.
마이허니, 갑자기 웬일이야? 가을 바람이 쓸쓸하니 이 몸의 품이 그리워진 건가?
I don't think that's what you say when you greet someone. Especially not on a sofa.
아, 말이 나와서 말인데 이 소파 말이야. 아무리 소파 침대라고 해도 너무 불편해. 일주일에 3번은 밖에서 자게 된다니까.
I had no idea the sofa was one of the reasons why he didn't come home often.
오늘은 수업이 많아서 하루 종일 서 있었더니 더 피곤해. 출장 마사지라도 부르던가 해야겠어.
If you have to call one, call a masseur. I added after imagining something gross. Ooh.
이런, 그건 말도 안 되지. 시커먼 사내 놈이 내 발을 만지는 건 정중히 사양하겠어.
Since you're that tired, do you want some tea? I'll make you a cup.
차?
Yeah, I brought some tea leaves.
감동인걸, 마이 허니. 그럼 부탁할게.
I didn't feel his heartfelt reaction seeing him practically sprawled on a sofa and saying how touched he was. Aside from seeing his indifferent reaction, and headed towards the kitchen. So narcissistic all the time. I hope it doesn't end up hurting someone. Like me. He always has women by his side, so I don't think he'll ever commit to a serious relationship. He talks smooth and has good manners, but I was thinking about Yuri, and the water started to boil. Where did I put the tea strainer? Oh. I saw the one Tay washed after using. Here. It's hot, so be careful. I put the cup on his desk.
고마워, 허니.
You're welcome. Can you do something about that nickname?
그럼 슈가라고 불러줄까?
Shut up and drink the tea. Yuri looked at the teacup and stood up.
마이 허니가 타줬으니 마셔봐야지.
Yuri held up the teacup and smelled it. And he carefully sipped it. Although he was just drinking tea, he looked fancy. To put it negatively, he was distracting. But since it's Yuri, he looked a bit cool. I can't help but look at him, since he is a handsome doll.
의외로 괜찮은데? 마이 달링은 찻잎을 고르는 눈이 높은가 보군.
I don't know about that. I just bought it because it's the best-selling one.
나는 꽤 마음에 들어. 이름이 뭐지?
Secret Garden. You can have it if you like. I gave Yuri the bowl full of tea leaves. Here.
이상한 기분이군.
What does?
아니야.
Yuri took the tea leaves and carefully read what was written on the label.
이것에 대한 보답은 꼭 해야겠어.
No, you don't have to. You already bought me a smartphone.
그거랑 이건 다르지. 다음에 멋진 선물을 할 테니까 기대해.
I told you no more presents. You don't have to repay me for anything. We're family. This is something I can easily give to someone I live with. But Yuri made an odd expression at my words.
같이 사는 식구라고? 난 한 번도 그렇게 생각해 본 적이 없는데.
What? What is he saying? I couldn't understand what Yuri said. I was tilting my head when he continued speaking.
물질적인 선물이 싫다면 데이트라도 한번 해주는 건 어때?
Oh my. I refuse. Apparently.
사양할 것 없어. 내가 완벽하게 에스코트 할 테니까 허니는 즐기기만 하면 돼.
A date with Yuri? Just thinking about it makes me worry. I'll refuse anyways. I'll be off then. But I'm glad he liked the tea leaves. I came out of the room thinking that. I stretched out my arms. Now that I've finished dinner, I should write in my diary. A lot of things happened today, so I should think through first. I opened my diary. While wondering what I should write first, I thought of Banjul. I pictured Tay, that waiter, Shion, and the manager Hoban, all in their uniforms. And the family members I got closer to after giving them the gifts from the cafe. After thinking about the boys, I got curious about something. I think of the dolls as my family, but do they think the same of me? Oh. After asking that question, the worrying thought I had earlier crossed my mind again. I quickly shook my head. Nope. Nope. No way they are turning back into dolls. At least, not yet. I don't want to lose this precious daily life. Now that I've finished writing in my diary, I should get to bed. I plop down on the bed and turn off the lights. What will happen tomorrow? I close my eyes looking forward to the next day.